Go ahead then and call this Planning Commission meeting of October 6, 2020 to order. May I please have the roll call?
Yes, good evening. We'll start with Commissioner Perdetto.
Here.
Commissioner Gregory.
Here.
Commissioner DeLuna.
Here.
Vice Chair Greenwood.
Here.
And Chair Holt.
Here. Thank you very much. I'm sorry? I'm getting feedback. I apologize for that. Commissioner DeLuna, would you mind leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Certainly. Do we have a flag?
You know, I apologize. I don't have one loaded for that.
All right, let's just assume that there's a flag in front of us all, and please repeat with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of
America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Ryan, may we please have the summary of council action?
Yes, Honorable Chair. The only item of note was if you'll recall, a couple meetings ago, we heard a cell tower at the corner of Washington and Country Club. The City Council, after a fairly exhaustive hearing, granted an appeal to SBA, essentially overturning a Planning Commission resolution to approve a monopalm at that corner. So staff was directed to bring back a resolution of denial, and that is going at the very next council meeting on the 15th. That's the only item I have to report this evening.
Very good. Then we will go ahead and move on to oral communications. Any person wishing to discuss any item not appearing on the agenda may address the Planning Commission via the Zoom session at this point by giving his/her name and address. For the record, remarks shall be limited to a maximum of 3 minutes. The Planning Commission authorizes additional time. Because the Brown Act does not allow the Planning Commission to take action on items not on the agenda, members will not enter into discussion with speakers, but may briefly respond or instead refer the matter to staff for a report and recommendation at a future Planning Commission meeting. Is there anyone in the virtual audience who'd like to speak on an item that is not on the agenda? Seeing none, then we will move to the consent calendar. All matters listed on the consent calendar are considered to be routine and will be enacted by one roll call vote. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless members of the Planning Commission or audience request specific items be removed from the consent calendar for separate discussion and action under Section 7 consent items held over of the agenda. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
I believe DeLuna, did you, Commissioner DeLuna, did you second that?
Yes.
Thank you.
Take the roll call vote. Roll call vote. Commissioner Perdetto.
Aye.
Commissioner Gregory.
Aye.
Commissioner DeLuna.
Aye.
Vice Chair Greenwood.
Aye.
Chair Holt.
Aye.
That motion passes 5-0.
With no consent items held over, no new business, no new continued business, we'll move on to the public hearings. Anyone who challenges any hearing matter in court may be limited to raising only those issues he or she raised at the public hearing described herein or in written correspondence delivered to the Planning Commission at or prior to the public hearing. Remarks shall be limited to a maximum of 3 minutes unless the Planning Commission authorizes additional time. Public hearing A, request for consideration for approval of a conditional use permit and tentative parcel map to allow the conversion of an existing 4-unit apartment development from rentals to for sale condominiums and adoption of a notice of exemption in accordance with CEQA cases number 20-0002, tentative parcel map 20-0001, Lane Design Build, Hermosa Beach, California applicant. May we please have the staff report?
Yes, thank you, Honorable Chair, members of the Planning Commission. For the record, I'm Nick Maloney with the Community Development Department. This project is located at the corner of Royal Palm and San Mateo. The site has a zoning designation of mixed residential or R2, and it's comprised of 2 parcels which total roughly 0.4 acres. The site is developed with an existing 4-unit apartment complex. It was originally built in 1966. The units are each 3-bedroom, 2-bath, in total about 1,600 square feet each. And each unit has access to a private courtyard and 2 attached garage spaces. On the screen, you're only seeing one of those 2. There are also open parking spaces along the street. These buildings were renovated in 2019 by the current owner, and they've been inhabited by the current tenants since spring of this year. So this project will convert each of these rental units into a for-sale condominium unit. So that involves the tentative parcel map, which will merge the 2 lots into a single common area lot for the future condo plan, and a CUP to establish some tenant and future owner protections, which include a relocation fee, relocation plan in the event that any of the tenants are displaced by this, as well as inspection reports for the future owners. This is the map. So staff has reviewed this project and finds that it is generally consistent with the city's condominium ordinance. It provides for those tenant protections. The existing development is compatible with the surrounding zone. No changes are being made. The existing building meets development standards, and there's an adequate parking to serve the tenants. The project involved noticing to the current tenant. Notice was sent out to all property owners within 300 feet of the project, and a notice was placed in the Desert Sun. For environmental review, this qualifies for a Class 1 CEQA exemption for existing facilities. But with all that said, staff provided you a memo outlining that there was one thing that needed to be taken care of. The Subdivision Map Act establishes a statute which requires the owner of the property to file written notice to the existing tenants of the building. That statute requires a 60-day noticing period, which is not fully elapsed. Because of this, staff recommends continuing this item until the October 20th meeting to ensure that the full 60 days has completed. But with that, that concludes my presentation. I'm here for any questions, and the owner is also on the call.
I have no questions of staff.
I have no questions.
No questions.
Do I have a motion then to continue this item to the meeting on October, is it October 20th?
So moved.
Second.
Is this a roll call vote? I'm sorry.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Commissioner Perdetto,
Aye.
Commissioner Gregory,
Aye.
Commissioner DeLuna,
Aye.
Vice Chair Greenwood,
Aye.
Chair Holt.
Aye.
That motion passes 5-0 to continue this item.
Thank you. Moving on to the committee reports, as there are no miscellaneous items. The Art and Public Places meeting. Ryan, were you in that meeting? I don't think you were.
No, I was not there that day.
I don't think there was anything to report. The city did produce a new brochure for all of the art in public places throughout the city, which any one of you can acquire from the city, which was pretty neat. But I think that's the only thing of substance that I remember from that meeting. So unless you know of anything else going on, Ryan?
I do not. I believe you are correct.
With Parks and Rec, we did have a meeting this morning. I was only able to attend for a short amount of time. They were talking about the naming of the bridge spanning over by Civic Center Park. Ryan, could you fill in anything else past that?
No, it's the council named a bridge adjoining the neighborhood to Civic Center Park after a longtime COD and city volunteer John Marmon, who some of you might remember the name as somebody who, like me, took a lot of fun in his work on a daily basis and is still around and having a good time knowing that the city council named the bridge after him. Aside from that, we were plagued with a little bit of technical difficulties. Our meeting ended on us early because Zoom licensing had taken away our time for some reason. So the meeting was short. But that's all I have to report on Parks and Rec.
Are there any other reports? Seeing none, then I will move to adjourn the meeting.
Second,
Thank you.
That was pretty quick.
Yeah.
11 minutes.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry.
If we can all,
Competency.
can everybody universally say that we have not found like the best way to handle